Uh, I'm just here to do another video. This is a 432 job training, and I agree with mostly everything he says. Is that it's just that he used Hebrew instead of more, but then you do video and see it's not. See, most people I agree with. There's only two other people that I agree with but their premise is completely off. Like I did the video last time. It's like when I did the Turtle Gang video. It's that like let's say we was all branded yellow, right? We was all branded yellow. Now, as I want to report, we can all agree on that it was an empire over here, and it was the Western Empire, right? Admiralty, principal maritime cities on the revival of commerce after the fall of the Western Empire. So it was a Western Empire over here. So we can all agree on that. That, as you see by the definition, after the fall of the Western Empire. So that means a Western Empire fell. Now we know it's not the empire we're now in, because you would say isn't that the United States Empire that basically controls everything? Well, let's say fall. Obviously, that this did not fall yet. So obviously, they're speaking about a Western Empire prior to the United States. So we can all agree that it was a Western Empire over here. My only thing that I have that I disagree with is that okay, now this Western Empire fell and the people was branded yellow. Let's say I was using the Chinese reference that I usually use. Getting caught up. Let's say China fell and China had an empire, right? And the people was branded yellow in China, but it was a Chinese empire, right? And then from figuring out that they was branded yellow, there's clans in China. Like there's a clan called Fuyang clan. But I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, so don't get caught up on that. But it's called Fuyang Clan. So let's say now all of them that's branded yellow, they go, oh, I figured out we were branded yellow, but we're not really yellow. We're Fuyang Clan. Well, and I go, no, we're Chinese. And they go, no, we're Fuyang Clan. If you ever meet a Chinese person, he would never tell you that he's Fuyang Clan. He would tell you I'm Chinese. They only deal with Fuyang Clan within Chinese people, but as a nation, they're Chinese. They only tell other people their tribal names. So they're broken up by their tribes. But they're not those tribes necessarily. They're a nation called China. They're a group of people called China as a nation. So they don't go around talking about Fuyang Clan. If they did, and if they broke up China, there would literally be there's a billion people in China. There would literally be 100,000 different tribes in China. Do you even see that working? Do that even sound like that can actually work? 100,000 different tribes in one landmass trying to work. It would be so many wars. You can never ever be all on the same page. It can never happen. So basically, let's say those Chinese people was branded yellow. The empire fell. The Chinese empire fell. They branded yellow. Now, from those that branded yellow, they figure out that they used to be Fuyang Clan. They figure out that they used to be Fuyang Clan. And you know, I could trace my family back. And my mom was Fuyang Clan. And my dad Fuyang Clan. And I go, yeah, but they were Chinese. And he go, no. Chinese refer to seafarers, and Chinese refer to people who was of the lighter yellow hue. They were the lighter yellow hue, right? So those were the Chinese people. No, we were all Chinese. Now it's another group of people. So those are the people that when we say things like we're Moorish, and they say things like no, we're Cherokee, we're this tribe and this tribe. Yes, but they're Moorish, and they say no, they're not Moorish. They're nations. Tribes are nations. No, Fuyang Clan is not a nation, and is not China. China is the nation. Fuyang Clan is a tribe. So those are the one people I agree with everything that they say up until that point. The other group of people that does that is with dogma that they call religion. Now those people are people that I'll probably fit in a 432 drop category. I agree with everything that he said and love the research, but then he starts saying that the Western Empire was a Hebrew empire. No, it was not. It was an empire that made up of Moors. I'm going to reference you to Sierra Ducates. Let's listen to him for a little bit.
All of the actual Constitution of the United States at the 33rd parallel, coming out of what they now call Charleston, South Carolina. But it's going to bounce off the 33rd parallel. So that means that the 33rd is going down and out into the universe. So the last time this happened, in the true time, 1511 AD, and culminated by 1776, and then from 1776 went into an interregnum period
Talk about our empire
up until 1791, and then after 1791 we had the disassociation by which now the Barbary powers had to extend their jurisdiction over the European colonialists that were now going against the original treaties and stuff, that the Moors allowed these pseudo European powers to enable for themselves. So basically, we speak of the French Empire, the British Empire, the Spanish Empire. We're really talking about an amalgamated Moorish or Moor influence, meaning Moorish stock genealogy, right? Behind it, and then now their children reaching a certain age of majority, where they now wanted to have kingdoms or whatever amongst their own customs, that was now dealing with the other version of Islam, which today they now call Christianity, but back then it was basically, you know, a different political ideology. You have people called
A different political ideology. So it could be people walking around that could be calling themselves, and even though they were not calling themselves back then Jew or Hebrew, they can be calling themselves Jew or Hebrew, and they can be the exact same people, but with a different political ideology and represent the divine culture in a different way. You see, you see, so what I want to show you is the Moorish Empire was one people with representing one divine essence, but people took on that divine essence and broke it into different parts. That's what I wanted to get you to understand. I want to get you to understand I can use this as a reference point. As you see the dot that India is with. Now, what did that dot represent? We all know what it represents, the pineal gland. But let me show you what else. What else can represent it? Eye. But for real. Now, if I tell you, now you can say that that dot on the head and that eye is two different things. That would be a lie. It's not two different things. You see? So that means it's the exact same culture shown in different ways. Let's do another one. Unicorn. Pineal gland. So you have a divine culture. Someone say Christian, someone say Muslim, someone say Hebrew. It's like someone referring to the pineal gland as the unicorn tip. It's like someone referring to the pineal gland as the eye of Horus. It's like someone referring to the pineal gland as the dot that they wear on their head. It's all the exact same culture, but it's shown in different ways. It's a different political ideology. It's just a different representation. Once again, pineal gland, cyclops, representing the third eye. All of this is representing the third eye. But it's so basic, but it's just... That's why I wanted to go ahead, because Sarah brings this up in the video. I want to show you what I'm talking about. Hold up, let's go ahead more in the Sarah what he's speaking about.
Meaning the Muslim Christians.
Muslim Christians, basically Muslim Christians, just another representation of like the way they represent the pineal gland in different ways, another representation of the same thing in a different way.
Now the Moorish children who are now coming into rebel against their parents.
So it's a Western empire. It's a Western empire. Now people a part of this Western empire are now beginning to rebel and want to have their own political ideology. Basically, we're representing the pineal gland as the eye of Horus, and they go, we want to put the dot. Now it sounds dumb, obviously, what I'm saying, but I'm showing you how they want to just represent it in another way, as you can kind of get what I'm saying.
And they now want to set up duchies and things like that.
This is where you get King George and all of these setting up the Britain and all of this. But Britain was under the Moorish Empire, the Western Empire. That's why it's the Western Empire. This is why the sun never shines on the British Empire, because it's really the Moorish Empire which was overthrown. But
that's where you got His Catholic Majesty, George III and George II in them, and Charles V and the rest of these people.
All coming out of the Moorish Empire, the Western Empire that is right here. All coming out of the Western Empire, all of it.
They all came out of the Moorish Empire, because that was what was rocking since the Crusades, buddy. Look, get the movie Kingdom of Heaven. When we talk about the difference between the Mozarabs, meaning the Muslim Christians who lived as Moors but worship, Christ in the truth.
That's why King George. So King George, if you would have met him, you would have said Assalamu alaikum. He would have said Wa alaikum salam. That's what King George would have said to you. That's exactly what your conversation would have been like. If you would have met a Hebrew, you would have said Assalamu alaikum. You would have said Wa alaikum salam.
It was divinity sense of the divine nature of man. And it will show you the difference between them and then the Templars, who were the Freemasons, who were trying to wipe.
Let's go to the movie Kingdom of Heaven. It's pretty low, so I don't know if you're going to hear it, but you can look up the scene. Now he's a Christian. That would be representing people like. This would be representing people like King George and the rest of these people who now have their own kingdom, but is under the Moorish Empire. This would be representing people like that. You see the cross and everything else. The crosses. This is like the dot or the unicorn versus the Eye of Horus, and then people taking the Eye of Horus and saying we're a part of this and this is our thing, and then someone else using the dot and saying we're this culture, and someone else using the Cyclops of the third eye and saying we're this culture. No, it's all the exact same pineal gland of the exact same Western Empire, broken and represented different ways.
I pray you pull back your cavalry and leave this matter to me.
I pray you retire unharmed to Damascus. Reynald of Chatillon will be punished. I swear it. Withdraw, we will all die here.
Now remember, this is a Muslim and a Christian, so just remember that.
We have terms.
They're coming up with terms for agreement.
We have terms. I will be sending my physicians.
Assalamu alaikum.
He said, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam. He have crosses in the back of him. Why would he dare say that to go against his God? Why would he dare say that?
Assalamu alaikum.
He's a Mozarab. That's why he's under the Moorish Empire.
I will be sending my physicians.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam. This is who King George and these people were. Basically, they represented the Moorish Empire in another way, but they were all a part of the Moorish Empire. Do you not get that? So basically, they started calling the Chinese Empire, the people of the Chinese Empire that was at the head, they started calling them yellow. Now, the people of the Chinese Empire are now saying, I'm Buddhist. You see, I'm Buddhist. And I do this way. And another person of the Chinese Empire go, well, you know, I'm Christian. And you see, this is the Christian Empire. You know, this is the Buddhist Empire. No, this is the Hebrew Empire. It's the Chinese Empire. It's the Chinese Empire. This is why I go to her right here. When we speak about Moors, now he's going to say not everyone are Moors. So
yes.
So they had to know that. But USA, because I live here in America, so that is why they put USA there.
Right. Understood. And it was powerful to me because I know, being a Moor, you know I'm a Moor. We all Moors. Right.
Look at her
Moor,
face.
you know I'm a
Just
Moor.
like I showed last time.
We all Moors.
We are all Moors. Do that sound like some? Do that sound like some certain people are Moors? Do that sound like we are all Moors? Everyone's a. That's why I say let's go back to the definition. 1721 Bailey's Dictionary. Mulatto, one born of parents of whom one is a Moor and the other of another nation. Wait, that means to be a mulatto is to be, first of all, to even be in. You have to be a Moor to even. First of all, to even be a mulatto. Do you not get what the definition is saying? First of all, to be pure human, you have to be a Moor. So that means every human on a planet is a Moor, except for the ones that's mixed with someone of another nation, which is i.e. having the Caucasian DNA. But even the Caucasian is a Moor. He's just of another nation. Do you not get what I'm? Everyone's a Moor. Everyone's a Moor. Do you not get that? What I'm? Look at her face.
Right. That's for sure.
Look at her face.
We are.
We are Moors.
Well, that is a different language. That is original.
That is original.
That more you just saying we are original people.
What? We are original people. One born of parents of whom one is a Moor, of whom one is an original people, and the other of another nation, i.e. the caveman DNA. Do you not get what she's saying? Just a little basic studying would get our people just.
I know, being a Moor, you know I'm a Moor. We all Moors. Right. I'm a Moor, you know I'm a
Remember
Moor.
this: we are all Moors. Now, people talk about King George and these people being dark skinned, right? So remember, we are all Moors. Moors are original people. King George is a Moor. King George is dark skinned. He's an original person. So what would King George say if he's under the Moorish Empire? Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam.
I will send you my physicians.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
So I just wanted you to get this basic part down. As you see her face,
We all Moors. Right.
we are all Moors.
For sure.
Yes, we are.
We are Moors.
No, well, that is a different language. That is original.
That is original.
That more you just saying we are original people.
That's exactly.
It's saying we are original people.
Exactly, yeah, it's different language. Yes.
Absolutely.
And these people are arguing about whether Moors are traitors and these look at her face when he said he was a Moor. It was like he said he was human.
Being a Moor, you know I'm a Moor. We all Moors.
All right, let's get back to 4D2 job. I'm probably not going to do the video only because I'm telling you it's going to be kind of pointless only because it's too much. It's going to be too much Hebrew, which is a part of our empire, which is the empire, meaning Hebrew, Muslim, Christian. It's all a part of the empire, which Christian came later. But Hebrew in a basic dictionary don't even mean, you see it's, wait, hold up. Okay, I just wanted to pull up the definition of Hebrew since he's going to say we're Hebrew. Now, he's going to read the part from Noble Joe Ali and then look at the definition, the origin of Hebrew. This is a basic dictionary, but this is something universal that the whole world knows. From Old French, Hebrew, via Latin, from Greek, Hebrews, from Aramaic, Ebre, based on Hebrew, Ibri, understood to mean one from the other side of the river. This is when the Atlantic Ocean was a river. Before the separation, this is when the Atlantic Ocean was a river. And we were crossed back and forth, i.e., Ibri is something that we did. It is not a people. Moorish Zionist temple of the Moorish Jews. We already know who we are. It is a people. It is something that we did. We are the ones that crossed over. We've been had this. This is nothing new. It's all the exact same empire. It is the exact same empire. What don't you get? So the Muslims, the people that call themselves Jews, the Muslims, we're all a part of the same empire. Stop trying to break it up. Stop trying to put the dot on your head and then use the Eye of Horus and then use the image of the unicorn and then use the image of the Cyclops and then walk around and make it seem like you're all going against each other when it's all the exact same empire. This is really about to be it. I didn't really get to get into it. I didn't start speaking about it till later though. You start speaking about it here, I think.
Who's a Moabite and who's a Canaanite?
See, he said, who's a Moabite? Who's a modern term for Moabite is Moor, but Moor encompasses everybody. Just like Moabite encompasses many people. They keep on using European. They keep on using Caucasian thought patterns of schismata. Everyone's the same people, but his basis is everyone's not the same people. There are different people of different bloodlines. No, there is one. Let me go back. I can go right back. Mulatto, one born of parents of whom one is a Moor and the other of another nation, which means Moor is the original people, and to be of another nation, i.e. caveman DNA, which is European DNA. No, not European, Caucasian. The original Europeans are us. But to be of another nation is to be a mulatto, mean to be not all the way human. That was the first definition of mulatto, to be not all the way human, i.e. to have Caucasian DNA. That was the original definition of mulatto, because Moor is the original people. So he's saying who's a Moor. How can you say who's a Moor? Let's go back real quick to what she said.
I know, being a Moor, you know I'm a Moor. we all Moors.
All
Right,
Moors.
right, right.
That's
I'm a
like a
Moor. You
people.
know I'm a Moor.
That's like one certain people.
We all
All
Moors.
Moors.
Right,
All
right.
Moors.
That's strict, for sure.
Yes, we are.
We are
Yes.
Moors.
Wow, well, that is a different language. That is original.
That is
Yes.
original.
That
That is now let's use the word original, like she said. One born of parents of whom one is a original and the other of another nation, i.e. Europe, i.e. Caucasian. It is so basic when you talk about this is so everything is just so basic. Washita, Dungdamaya, indigenous people on earth. They are the oldest indigenous people on earth. Washita, De Dungdamaya, the oldest indigenous people on earth. This is the empire in the Americas. Who he's saying are Hebrew. He's saying the Americas they're the oldest indigenous people, meaning they've been here the longest. So are they and what do they a Fez, and that's Empress Verdiachi, who won in the Cape course, who won in the court case. Fez, she has pictures of Fez's on too. And she's a Moor. Let's go back down. Washita, Dungdamaya, Moors. But he's saying that Moors wasn't over here. But he's saying that Moors. But he's saying that Moors came later, or Hebrews was here first. To even say Moor and say Hebrew in the same sentence is like saying, that's like saying the Chinese Empire. And that's like saying Chinese and Buddhist. Okay, the Buddhist is Chinese. Nah. Buddhists and other people. No, the Buddhist is Chinese. Nah, because I know the Christian nation and the Buddhist nation and the Chinese people and the Chinese nation and the Christian and the Chinese, they're Chinese. The Christian and the Buddhist, they're Chinese. They're both Chinese. No, see, just because his eyes are squinting, don't mean that he's Chinese. He's Chinese because he's Chinese. I'm not talking about eyes squinting. Your eyes can be like that. You could be Korean, but you're Chinese. No, everybody ain't Chinese, brother. You gotta understand, everybody don't subscribe to your Chinese religion. Once again, remember they try to say Moor is a religion, right?
I know, being a Moor, I'm a Moor. We all Moors. Right. Being a Moor, I'm a Moor. We all Moors. Right. That's strict, for sure.
yes, we are.
We are Moors.
Wow, well, that is a different language. That is original.
Yes.
That more you just saying we are original people.
That's exactly.
I think we're pretty much done. I don't think there's nothing if we really touch on that much. And you didn't even get to hear his words, but go to this video and watch it, and then just come back here and because he's going to just basically
and 48. Alright, so they say the prophet informs us that, quote, so we're quoting Noble Drew Ali. Alright, let go. The inhabitants of Africa are the descendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. Old Man Cush and his family are the first inhabitants of Africa who came from the land of Canaan. Let's go. His father Ham and his family were second. Then came the word Ethiopia, the Greek word, right? Which means the demarcation line of the dominion of Amexem. I want to go there, but we'll get there. Remember, Amexem. And the first true and divine name of Africa, Amexem. Interesting. The dividing of the land between the father and the son.
dividing of the land between father and son, i.e. Ibri.
The dominion of
the ones that crossed over and the one that stayed over in the Americas. We're the Ibri, the ones that crossed over.
In Southeast Africa and Northwest and Southwest was the father's dominion of Africa. In later years, many of their brethren from Asia and the Holy Lands joined them. Interesting. The Moabites from the land of Moab, who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle, so they had a alliance with the pharaohs of Egypt.
No, it's not in the line. This is so basic because you got to just know his. You got to use common sense. That's why I'm not a scholar. Obviously, I'm not a scholar as you can see, but I use common sense. Why would they ask pharaohs over there in Egypt to settle over here? That's like me going to your neighbor's house and asking him if I can settle in your house. Why wouldn't I just come? If I have the weird thought to come over here, wouldn't I just come over here? Isn't that common sense? Why would I ask your neighbor if I can come to your house? I have 2 working legs. I can obviously come by myself. I don't need to ask your neighbor if I can come. So where is the pharaohs of Egypt? And are they the exact same people that they're? I'm just.
Makes sense when we talk about this Thoth thing, because Thoth is Muhammad. Thoth is the Moses. Thoth is running the whole board. Can't you see? You're all under the sciences of Thoth. But, we're just asking questions. So, the Moabites from the land of Moab, who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit northwest Africa, they were founders and are the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire. From Moab, the Moabites.
I feel like you kind of get. I don't like this breakdown only because it's like. First of all, the video mad long and a point don't really get taken to. I'd have to keep on stopping and then keep on trying to explain things, trying to use common sense, but also you see, it's hard for me because I know that they're all one people. So when they say Moabites, Hammatites, Canaanites, all these other different terms, I know they're all talking about Moors, the exact same people. I just know Moor is the modern term for Moabite, which Moorish Empire came out of the Moabite Empire, i.e. you see the prophet use Moroccan Empire, but it's also the Moorish Empire, which is the Moorish Empire that set up the United States, which is letter from George Washington to Muhammad ibn Abdullah, Sultan of Morocco, 1789. George Washington is writing to Muhammad ibn Abdullah. Let's look at what George Washington says throughout his letter. We greatly regret the hostile. Wait, hold up. Let's come right here. The encouragement which your majesty has been pleased generously to give to our commerce with your dominions, those are lands. So George Washington just said that the Sultan of Morocco gave him lands to set up the United States. The punctuality with which you have caused the treaty with us to be observed, treaty of peace and friendship, and the just and generous measures taken in case of Captain Proctor make a deep impression on the United States and confirm their respect for and attachment to your Imperial Majesty. The United States is an attachment to the Moroccan Empire. That would make sense. That's why they would have the pyramid. Hawaiian with the fez on. He's Hawaiian with the fez. He's Hawaiian with the fez. He's Hawaiian with the fez. That is Hawaiian with the fez. Pyramid, an attachment to your Imperial Majesty. The Great Seal is the pyramid. The pyramid is the Moroccan Empire, the Moorish Empire. We're the land. We're the dominions. We're the dominions. They are the commerce, the Star Spangled Banner. They are the commerce. We are the dominions. We come together and make one government that we set up. We help them set up one government. We set up one government with them, with us being the land and they being the commerce. So El Salvador, 1821. Why do they have a fez? Because the Moorish Empire fell and they had to reorganize. This is the coat of arms of the Federal Republic of Central America. Fez, 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 fez. They call it the Liberty Cap. This is a fez. This is a fez. You see the star in the Chile flag. You see a fez, 1804 Haiti fez. They'll tell you that's the Liberty Cap. The Liberty Cap is a fez. The Liberty Cap is a fez. Why do you think the United States Department of the Army, United States of America, 1775 fez, 1775 fez, 1775, make an impression on the United States, confirm their respect for and attachment to your Imperial Majesty. This is the Sultan of Morocco. Noble Joe Ali, Moroccan Empire, Sultan of Morocco, Moroccan Empire. This is Moroccan lands. So why didn't he just say, he said the land is Morocco. United States confirmed their respect for and attachment to your Imperial Majesty to give to our commerce with your dominions. Your dominions is land. So basically, we gave them land. Fez, Barack Obama coming past. They got the red flag, Moroccan flag, Barack Obama flag, Moroccan flag. United States Army, 1775. Before the letter, 14 years before the letter, they got the feds on the Department of Army, United States of America. They got the feds. I'm pretty much done. I don't want to be here pretty much. Because the video is just going to be, it's going to be talking about the exact same original people, and the Caucasians broke them up and gave them 50,000 different terms. And I'm not about to sit here and argue, and I can't really sit here and listen to, you see, it's the Hebrew and the Moabite and the Hamatite and the Canaanite. They're all the exact same people. They're all Moors. We're all one people. Just because you put a dot on your head and you use the eye of Horus and you use the Cyclops to refer to the pineal gland and I use the unicorn, it don't make us different people. Using a Cyclops is like saying Canaanite. Using the unicorn is like saying Hamatite. Using the dot is like saying Moabite, and using the something else is like it's. I only try to use common sense, as she said. I'd like to end it off with her, just her real quick. She did perfect, I think.
I know, being a Moor, you know I'm a Moor. We all Moors, right. Being a Moor, you know I'm a Moor. We all Moors, right. That's for sure.
Yes, we are.
We are Moors.
Well, that is a different language. That is original.
Yes.
That more you just saying we are original people.
That's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's different language. Yes.